And he's the challenger, challenging Senator Michael Baumgartner for Spokane's 6th Legislative District. And thanks for being here.
Well, good morning, Christy. Good morning, Bob.
Morning, Rich.
So if you are elected, what would be one of your top priorities?
Well, first of all, we have to finish our north-south corridor. We got to get the north-south freeway finished. They started planning that the year I was born. And back in 1956. And then the interchanges. For example, the Medical Lake interchange. If that was a Cloverleaf-style interchange where the freight trucks are always moving, we'd have more freight mobility. With more freight mobility, we can bring in more industry, distribution centers, things like that. And we need more jobs here. We need more family wage jobs. We need those kinds of jobs that people are making $50,000 a year. So they're driving the economy. They're buying pizzas and refrigerators and things like that because that just helps our small business. And it becomes a virtuous cycle upwards. And that's what we really need right now in Spokane.
Do you see education as one of the
Absolutely.
key things that you are discussing with Michael Baumgartner?
Yeah, absolutely. And we need to have those resources. It's long-term thinking. It's like running a business. You need to make capital investments in infrastructure. Same thing with education. You need to look ahead and make investments that will pay off long-term. You know, when you put resources into pre-K and K-12, that'll pay off long term. And that's how we have to be as a society, as a community, to think long term.
So talking about trying to bring a medical school to Spokane, do you have any ideas of how you would attempt to convince some of the lawmakers to give us some money to make that happen? Well,
we need, I think we could all agree, we need to have a medical school here headquartered in Spokane. We're very much going to be at the threshold of being extremely short on doctors, particularly in primary care practices, internal medicine, family medicine, OBGYN, things like that. So we're about 150 doctors a year short in terms of what we're training. And so we need a medical school right now. It makes a lot of sense. Again, just another thing to remember is we have 45,000 people now in Spokane County that have health care. In the last year because of the Affordable Care Act. So we need to have physicians and other practitioners working with them. And so I think it's something that we need to do. And it makes sense, again, long term.
Rich, we appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you. Thanks, Bud.
And
Thanks,
again,
Christy.
The major thing is we want